worst nightmare. An angry black girl with a truck. Welcome to SKAV-LIFE. SKAV that truck! We got lucky from one of our neighbors. He was selling it in really good shape for under 100,000 miles. It is a 1998 Dodge Ram 1500 V8. I have always wanted one of these guys. I'm actually from Georgia and all. My grandfather used to have one, and now I actually do. It's also purple. My grandfather's is green, but it's purple, and it's got a fantastic tramp stamp that we can check out in a few seconds. Spanking the tramp stamp! Like I said, pretty great, but it ain't pretty. Also, as I mentioned previously, it's a tramp stamp. Like I said, she ain't pretty, but we're gonna go over a few things in here that we need to fix. We were gonna show you how terrible the inside of this cab was when we got it, but I honestly didn't want to sit in it until it was cleaned. The side passenger window was actually busted in, and we had to figure out a temporary repair for that. And it was a whole entire cow, y'all. Of course, the headlights are super cloudy. One of the ways that you can tell an old vehicle is by the plastic trim. This old geezer is unfortunately going gray. And the clear coat is in really bad shape from sun damage. These old Ram pickup trucks had disastrous dashboards. Some of the trim also needs refitting. This door was the first big problem of this car. The window was unfortunately stuck within the door panel, so we had to unstuck it. And, you know, of course, remove the whole entire plastic panel that has to be replaced, as well as a motor. Of course, the first thing we've got to do is wash it and remove all the kitty graffiti. And I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch more stuff that I'm going to have to figure out how to do. I hope you guys stick around to find out. For the next step, we're going to need a little change of scenery. Welcome to our post-apocalyptic garage. Hi there! Frustratingly, this window keeps popping out of the mechanism, so I'm going to remove and replace the window regulator. I have never done this before. What's the worst that could happen? This is our new window regulator we're installing into the car. Plastic box. It's only got 6 bolts for installing into the door frame, and we are going to be testing this mechanism to make sure it actually works, so we don't have to go through ripping it out all over again if this thing doesn't actually do what it's supposed to do. So don't do what I just did. I was trying to test a couple things out, and what I should have done was actually tape the window up before doing what I did, which was testing the mechanism, and then it fell down, but it's here now. So what I'm gonna do is restart, push this guy back up, remove this so I can put in the new mechanism into this door frame. If you're wondering if I'm nervous, I am, because if I screw this up, I break the window. There we go. regulator. One more. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Stop there. Yes. Rusty. And forbidden peanut butter. Alright, so these two bolts, after we got this guy off, we're going to pop them back in over this way. There's actually this little residual mark here where the previous screws were. They're often called Judas marks. So you're going to remember where those guys are. And they went in right here and here. Alright, then we're going to wiggle her back in. This side, don't forget the other end. This guy over here, he's got this little tab on that side, and he's going to be your best friend in a few seconds. But make sure to keep an eyeball on him, okay? There's two holes on this side, and there's one little tabby guy there. One in the hole, and two. Not sure if you could see that from that angle, but I just popped those two in there, like I said, with the two previous Judas marks. And we're going to be using our tabby guy, this fun little guy here, because he goes here, where that Judas mark is. And it's really easy to get this mixed up. There's that camera, I can see how that is over here, but I'm trying my best. Boop. It lines it up there, and right there. Those are other two bolts. And a two. Don't forget about the other family members. Two more bolts way over here. Dysfunctional little family. Here's the other Judas one. There you go. Back in place. Right there. Up there. I have to push it forward. There you go. To get it flush. If it's not pushed forward and flush, it won't quite meet. It's like Thanksgiving all over again. Make sure to check on the whole bolt family and kind of go around to make sure it all lays it together. Just keep doing that until they're all evened out. All right, tighten her up. 1, 2. There we go. 3. All the way. 5 and 6. Problem child. There we go. All good. Okay, now that that's all together, we can plug this guy in so we can lower it and get a better angle at those nuts. Like that. All right, it's time to release the glass so we can line it up with the mechanism. Man, that was some slippery business getting that down without it breaking. We already got one bolt in because it was a little precarious and there's so many fingerprints on this glass, but don't worry about it. We'll get there when it's all done and put together. Just finger screwing in the other bolt, number 2. And then this guy, get it nice and tight. Beautiful. Moment of truth. Hopefully no more heart attacks with this giant piece of glass. Let's see if everything leveled in all right. It looks good. Looks good. Look at that. Aha! Beautiful. Up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. I could do this all day. Okay, well, now we've got to put the door panel back in. It requires popping out these little doings. Nasty little buggers. Bloop. Don't sit on your drill. Definitely not a good idea. Bloop. Gosh, it looks like those little worms from James and the Giant Peach. Just because they're so, like, crusty. And doesn't pop me in the back of the head. Bada boom. Alright, so now we're prepping the new door panel for the install. This is what those old little anchory, screwy, whatever in the world these things are look like. That's what the new ones are. A new packet put in. They're all around the edge of this door panel as well as a couple spots up here. There we go. Slide them in, slide them in. For the record, each time you get these in, you're supposed to hear a satisfying pop. If you do not hear the pop, it is not in the little holder guy thing. I had to use tools and magic to get them in because they were frankly chewing up my fingers. Again, it needs to be popped in. If you don't pop it in, it won't hold securely. Just heads up. So there's no easy way to do this. For the door handle to go on, the door panel to go on, we have to loop the controllers through here, pop them in, and hopefully get them in before they fall out for the billionth time ever, as well as the handle. There is no easy way to do this, especially with the vast amounts of cursing that's going to be happening. Alrighty. Well, then you gotta line up all these Christmas trees with the holes and then push hard. The gosh darn holes. Okay, that's in there. There was a lot of shrieking that went into this, but it's on. So we have 3 last screws. One, where the handle being, or secondary handle for pulling and closing the door. 2 here, and 1 there. Here we go. Got it in the hole. Happy. There we go. And last one. Or at least for today. Beautiful. So the previous owner gave up on this car specifically due to that one problem. I wouldn't call it a major problem, but he did. He was maybe about 1,000 in cat years, and I knocked it out in a day. Yes, it was annoying. Yes, it was frustrating. Yes, there was a little bit of a breakdown with lots and lots of cursing, but it got done, and very happily I'm very satisfied with the result. It's not glamorous, but it'll do. In true SKAV-LIFE manner, I had initially put an acrylic piece on top of it. I broke it because I was very happy when the window was actually open, so I did a quick action to it. But, you know, having the glass panel being able to move up and down is nice, but if you ever are in a bind like this, acrylic panel, cut it down to size and just duct tape it around the edge and it'll hold up real nice. Next time, I'm going to be fixing up the gray trim on this truck that should be black.